Hi everyone, today we have an Xbox One S on the bench that refuses to power on. When the power button is pressed, nothing happens. I've already stripped it down, so now it's time to carry out some diagnostics, track down the fault and see if we can get it working again. First of all, I'll be using a thermal camera to check for any hot or failed components. It's a quick way to spot shorted chips and other faults that may not be visible to the naked eye, and it can save a lot of time when diagnosing power issues. And there you go, it looks like we've found a bad MOSFET. With these Xbox One S consoles, it's always a good idea to check this area first, as in many cases the fault can be traced back to components around the power circuit. Finding the problem this quickly is exactly why I like to start with a thermal camera whenever possible. If you don't have a thermal camera, you can use a multimeter instead. Just set it to continuity mode and start checking around the suspected area. If you get a long continuous beep, there's a good chance you've found a short circuit. It's not always guaranteed to be the faulty component, but it's a great place to start your investigation. Okay, let's get this under the microscope and swap it out for a working one. Hopefully that'll solve the no power issue and bring this Xbox back to life. Once it's replaced, we'll put it to the test and see if we've found the fault. While we've got it apart, let's give the APU a clean and apply some fresh thermal paste. The old paste can dry out over time, reducing heat transfer, so replacing it helps keep the console running cooler and more efficiently. A nice big dollop of thermal paste right in the center should do the trick. Once the heatsink is clamped down, it'll spread evenly across the APU and help transfer heat efficiently. Now that's done, let's get the heatsink clamped back on and try a power test. With a bit of luck, we should see some signs of life from the Xbox. These clamps can be a bit of a pain to get off, and they usually need a fair bit of pressure to clip back on. You want to make sure they're fitted correctly though, as they provide the mounting pressure needed for good contact between the heatsink and the APU. The APU is basically the brain of the Xbox. It's a single chip that contains both the processor and graphics chip, so it does most of the heavy lifting. It runs the games, handles the graphics and outputs the picture to your TV. That's why good heatsink contact and fresh thermal paste are so important, as the APU can get pretty hot during normal use. So far so good, it's powering on, which is a great sign. Let's get it all back together and run some proper tests to make sure everything is working as it should and that it boots up normally. This is the power supply, and this is the hard drive going back in now. Once that's connected, we'll hook up the disk drive, get all these screws back in, and finally get the case clipped back on. And of course, let's not forget the most important part of the entire repair, the USB metal cover, because clearly without this tiny bit of metal, the whole Xbox might just give up on life. Okay, all the screws are back in. I didn't want to bore you with that part, so I skipped ahead. Now for the case, I always fit the front side first, then clip it over the back. That way we don't risk damaging the power button. And this is the bottom cover, which simply clips back into place to finish the reassembly. Now let's give it a good clean with a bit of polish and a proper wipe down. Once it's looking presentable, we'll run some final tests to make sure we've got power, a signal, and that it boots all the way to the Xbox dashboard. And there we go, we've got power and a signal. It's always a good feeling when the work pays off, because these console repairs aren't always easy. Some faults can take a lot of time to track down, and not every console is repairable. In most cases it takes a bit of determination, patience, and sometimes a little bit of luck to find the fault. That's why it's always satisfying when you finally get a result and see the console booting up properly again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell for more repair videos. I'll see you in the next one.